welcome back to Opally Hour. So today we are doing electrics for the Rokr Spaceport marble run. We now have the crank working and the electrics will be powered by USB. I need to make sure I get a long enough wire for you guys, otherwise you're not going to see it even working. It will be plugged in right back here, like at the bottom of this, so you won't be able to see that right now, but that's where it's going to be sorted. So let's give it another run. So I did kind of look it up, and some have, because I was worried about this, some have 3 balls going in here anyway, and so I have 2, so who knows, right? So I am going to assume that my Frankenstein fixes were fine. Okay, so just show you how far we got. So it works beautifully. If I can get the cranking going. Oh, it moves. Once it really gets going, it really gets going. Alright, now I need to try and catch all of these balls, so let me turn this around a little bit. Actually, I can probably catch them from up here, because we don't need those dang it. Quicker, quicker. Aha. So there should be 10 in here. Just got to catch it before it gets in the little, well, I call it a chair. It's probably not a chair. Well, it's definitely not a chair. It's like a chair. It looks like a chair. Because we're going to be turning, no! Oh, I dropped it anyway. We're going to be turning this upside down. And what I don't want is all the marbles or bearings to disappear on me. It seems like I have enough, but maybe I have lost some. Come on, out you come. Alright, well, let me get the stuff for it anyway. Alright, so this doesn't look too bad. Here's famous last words, of course. So this is the first part. Straight on with a little motor, hopefully. That's a good start. Pop this in here, and we're going to screw that in, and it's a crosshead. Hoping and praying I'm using the right screws. I think I am. Sure. Only if I can get them in there, right? Sure. Okay, let's just put them in, and then we will work. Oh my goodness, my hand's all over the show. Alright, so let's get one in, and then we get the other one in, then we screw them both down. Doesn't look like it'd be enough to power it really, would it? But hopefully. Okay, get that on, and then we go for the next stage, which is put in this little bit on the back, on here, up that way, so up with the flat way facing towards it. I don't think it has to be straight, I think it just has to be in. Okay, these aren't magnetic screws, or sorry, screwdriver even. Maybe I should get mine. Nah, we'll be fine. It's not like there's many screws in this, and it's kind of nice that they provide you with 2 screwdrivers, a flathead and a crosshead. And then we will put that to one side for a moment, so it looks something like so. And we're going to use these pieces, and we're going to have, with the tab facing upwards, this facing towards the back, like so. This has got a pattern on it, so I'm going to do it this way round. And very easy to slip in. Well, them one was. No, they're both easy. Right, next we have putting this onto the back of here, like so. Make sure I can get it even in there. Line it up. Why does it feel it's not going anywhere? Have I got the wrong way? Is there a right way? You want all the pointies going pointy down, which I do. Maybe these moved out. Look like they're very loose. I guess the wire just drapes at the bottom, it doesn't really say. There is a little spot for the wire to go through there, so we know it's on the right way. It does seem to all be lined up, but, and this obviously does push it down somewhat. Okay, this is definitely a tight fit. It's going. I've got two in. Worried about pinching that wire. Okay, that one's in. These are in. Well, it was definitely a tight fit there. And then we move on to our next little tin here, which doesn't have a lot in it. We are going to put a lid on this. Is there a right way or wrong way? No. This is going to go into here. See if I can put a bit of pressure on from the bottom because it might be a bit easier. Hopefully without breaking it. It's got to be low enough for starters. Almost there. Well, let me see what I can find. Was that all the way? Nope, 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 it's not. Oh, hope I don't need the tool for anything then. I should use the bigger tool. Still not all the way down. Do we think it's enough? That's the question. I don't know the answer to this question. Oh, I felt that one go a bit. Just push it with all my might. Okay, it's a tight fit, guys. Always the way you want to get a hammer to it. Don't do that. Alright, so that's that. And then we are going to put we're going to grab this piece. So put that to one side, grab this piece, and this is where your USB is going to go. The electric's going to go in, not USB. And it's going to go in like opposite way to what I was trying to do, with the electrics pointing to the input, like so, and then screwed in from the bottom. And put my screws in, and hopefully get that going. So it won't be too bad. Make sure I have that the right way still. Don't want to go in too far because it's going to have a circuit of some sort in there, I would imagine. That would be my guesstimate, and we're still using a crosshead. It doesn't feel very straight to me. Oh, it went in. Still doesn't feel straight. going to push these down too hard, just enough to make sure I've got it. Okay, do you? And then we are going to plug it in, and there's only one way, so if you can see, it's very much focused on everything else. Right. Wow. Okay. You can't see that at all. Okay, here it has 2 pins in the end here. You can just about see that, and on the top is a straight line. So you need to just make sure that it's pointing the right way. So basically, if you have the holes towards the bottom, and in here you got the holes towards the bottom, so this should be the right way. Don't go around pulling on the wires like I'm kind of doing. And it should just plug in. There we go. And it's in. And it's flush too, so getting that out would be problematic. So hopefully there would be no problems. Alright, and then we are going to put a little housing on here. And I'm guessing the wiring goes somewhere towards the back like this, without getting pinched. So I just want to make sure that the wiring is not going to get pinched. I don't think it will actually. It could. Let me get mid thingy, get that out the way a bit. Right, out the way. Make sure that wiring is clear, which it's not. It's got caught on this side. Maybe it would have been better to have sorted the wiring after the event. Let me get these out again, because this kind of has, oh no, it hasn't pinched it at all. Don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, from what I can see, I think the wiring's clear. Probably would have been better to have tucked it behind there after putting the plate on, to be honest with you. And that is all the way down. And then we go to put, well, more pieces. Let's see. This piece on this end here. Is there a right way or wrong way? No, I put it in. There's a right and a wrong way. So let's get that off again. Dang it. Every time. Okay, we will fix this. Should have just left it. And there wasn't a bloody right and wrong way either. So let's get the old wood glue here. I mean, it's just going to stay on there. I don't think it's going to have a moving part to it or anything. So I'm just going to put a bit of wood glue. And put that back in. Nice thing about this wood is it marries up quite well if anything like that happens. No one would ever know, except for you guys. All of you would know. Go careful with your parts. Okay, let's get the little squishies out here. And then we have these 2 parts which we are going to deal with on the model itself, from what I can gather. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Oh, we have to also grease in here, so let me grab the grease. Grease, wax, lubricant, all the same. Like I said, I'm just using like a beeswax really. If it says to grease, make sure you grease. What you don't want is any hiccups. I still never got my electrics ready. I will still have to do that. I'm too keen to get going. Okay, and then, now that's done, it's going to go to one side. So I don't worry about that. It's my bag that I keep my brush in. So we have to deal with these though on the model itself. So let me get these screws out of the way so I don't lose them. And we are going to go to the back of the model in here, and this is where they are going to go in. So you first of all want this one, doesn't matter which one, M7 first, yes it does, and these are held in with these little black screws, I believe. Let me just check that. Yep, those ones. So M7's going to go in first actually, so I'm putting them in the wrong way again. And M1, and I can see why, because that piece that we put on the back of here, yes, will go over here. So, right, let's put it through here first, followed by here. Get that lined up. Yeah, and then put that in here. Would never have thought that there were these little holes on the back here to put it in, but here we are. Oh, that's it. Hit the thing. Okay, it was through, now it's not. Oh yeah. So it makes it a bit easier to line up when you can see them where they're going. Alright, get those in. Hasn't taken yet. Okay. Ah, we got one in. Let's get the other one in. Well, that one went in a lot simpler. Not that you can see this very well. Right, and remaining with the base, we are going to remove some parts. We'll just see which ones they are. It's difficult to tell. It all looks so similar. Let me work this out in my little head. Alright, yes, this one. I wonder if this was the one that keeps falling off anyway, in which case then good riddance, right? And I'm glad I didn't glue it. Right, okay. Now we've removed those. We are going to be turning this on its side. And we are going to put in 2 screws at the bottom here. There's 1 and 2, and I think they're just holding screws, so I don't think you need to push them down. You only have to screw them once or twice, it says. Easier said than done, as she says. And of course, one thing you don't want to do when it's all built is to be messing around with it and shoving it upside down and things like that. But if I can get these in, it would be amazing. So I think this is just going to hold the electric assembly underneath, which I guess is the same thickness as what those feet would have been. 1, 2, and then the bottom one. Whoop. And I'll show you in a second. Sorry, I'm not seeing much right now, just me struggling. You'd be like, yeah, but you're doing everything. You worry, I picked the next model It's even harder difficulty according to them. Maybe I should go for something really simple, you know. Where would the challenge be? It is delightful when they all come together. I have another, I purchased another marble run, not this model, not a Rokr, which, so I'm going to be curious as to how well that goes together. This one I can't get in at all. Right, fella, can we put you upside down? There it goes. Wow, I can't get this one in at all. My hands have got pins and needles. There we go. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, and then we are clipping these pieces into these 2 screws, like so. So it points off the end, I believe. So, like this. It can't be like that, can it? It can, it just doesn't seem the right way around. Because you would have thought it would be this way to hold it against the piece. No, well then I've put this piece on wrong. And I don't think I could put this on wrong with the input and output. But maybe the input and output's on the outside. Let me have a look and see if I need to undo this. Because this doesn't marry up with this. So I'm going to have to take this off, guys. Oh, what part did I wood glue? Wasn't that, was it? It was this bit. Because I'm pretty sure this is the wrong way. I think the labelling goes on the outside, so I think it goes up the other way. So I'm going to unscrew this. Oops, come back. And take this off and just switch it around, because that will make more sense to where it's meant to go. So labelling, I believe, is on the outside, not on the inside. That's off. Okay, let me move this out of the way so I can lock it. And we just push down on here. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? Almost there. It was a tight fit. Push this one too. Okay, and then put that like this instead. So let me get this back in. And you want the input going towards this side. So let's do that first, actually. Check myself again. Input going towards this way. So, something to bear in mind. And of course, going always careful with this wiring, yeah? Right? And I'll put that back in. It'll probably go back in a lot easier than it did the first time around. It's had a little bit of struggle with it. Right, let's try that again then. I mean, now I can be more careful with that wiring too. side. Like I say, it goes in a lot easier now. There we go. Alright, so back to what we were doing before that little interlude there, which I don't know if I was even showing you. Alright, so then this goes in here like so. Oh my goodness, why does it still not work? Did I seriously have it right the first time round? No, I think I bloody well did. Alright, bear with me. Right, so I think I had it right the first time around. So I did lose, or because I lost a few during the model, one of these little plastic caps. So I don't know where it came off of. I found it when it was tipping up and down. Da, 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 da. So this will then go, which you also can't see. Let me scroll you out. It's my puppy making noises. Move on that to one side, and this will go in here like so, just clips on, and then make sure that it goes in here. So I'm going to have to line that up. Like so. Doesn't look like it's in, does it? Right. I gave it a wiggle from these cogs and just pushed it onto it better. Alright, and we will be right back when I go and get my wiring and stuff. Alright, so I've finally got that in. So to remove it so that you can no longer use it manually, if you see what I mean, when you've got this in. However, you could just pull it out, and there is actually a clip at the bottom that you can put your hand into and pull it out if you want to. So let's continue on. Let's have it facing you a bit better. So now we have some different parts, plus using some of the old parts, I think these two here. So we will be doing this. It says make sure you know which way it is going, so you want to make sure that this is long vertical. Keep the long vertical side. Okay, not 100% sure what it's actually talking about. Anyway, let me squeeze that on eventually. Is this the right way? Evidently, yes. Doesn't look right, does it? It can't be right, surely. No, I don't think so. That way, let's try that. I think it's got to have the thicker ends of this piece. There's some thin tops and there's thicker, it's a thicker base. So then that's going to go in, and it has to go in a specific way as well. So it has to go in that it's going. Let's see if I can get you to see this. Hold on, let me get it in, and then I'll just show you. Oh, I'll show you what I'm doing. Ooh. So it's got to go in this way, like so, with the vertical side going downwards. So opposite to what I was just trying to do. I guess this is for stability of the part, maybe. And this locks it in, is what I'm thinking, if I can get it in there. Okay, so get that pushed in, and I guess this is for some sort of stability for it, even though it didn't go through the top part here. So let's get that in, like so, and then, oh man, we meant to put K6 on there first. Gosh darn it. Out you come again. No problems. Can't release it again now. Oh, got squeaker going back. Bear with me, I got to get under this with my tool. Well, that wasn't easy to get out. Okay, so K6 then goes on it to hold it all in place. I put it on the wrong direction anyway in the bottom, and it has to be, I'm thinking it's going in that direction for stability. This piece keeps wanting to move. And it really wants to move. A lot of wiggle room. Okay, push that all the way down, and let's try that again. Okay, so put it in, and you want it facing down towards, you can't see any of that anyway, you want it facing in here and facing downwards, so the longer end here, you can hopefully see the bit I'm holding, goes in like this. So I'll try and get that done again. Not the easiest of the thing, you don't want to be moving this around too much, however, there we go, went in easier this time anyway, along with that. And then we put, I'm assuming, this bit on top. Just got to make sure that this is in the right place. It kind of locks the adjustment thing that you want, so you want it to be all the way in like so, but you can also push it backwards, and then this will go on top here along with a peg. Oh, I do have the peg, damn it. Which goes inside it like we did before, which was a pain in the butt for me. And it goes this direction as far as I can gather. No, it goes the other direction. It goes that way. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter, but let's assume it does. And it says use that tool that I broke to push it in if needed. So I'll get it started at least. I'm going to face this towards me a bit better. Could have zoomed you in for all of that, couldn't I? And then you probably would have seen what I was doing. So it shows it going in this way. Not the easiest accessible place here. Wow. It'd be easier if I could do it that way. Why can't I do it that way? I'm doing it that way. Oh, I'm not doing it anyway. So that tool I broke, this one that's now in two pieces, is the one they want you to use. And I've lost my little thing. Where did that even go? Let me go find it, and I'll I don't know where it went. Alright, gonna go find that and get that on again. This has come out anyway, and get that in. Alrighty, I finally got it in. Finally found it. It was right down the back there, which was interesting as well because that came with a spare part, and I couldn't find a spare part either. So it was like, okay. I would say that I think what the idea is that this basically a handle at the bottom here you're meant to turn so that you can loosen it to push it out. So I may very well put some wax on this because it's really quite hard to do. So all we have left now is to connect it, and hopefully it will work. Maybe put some balls in it before I even attempt to. You can see I've got my wire all ready to rock and roll here. So put the balls in, and let's hope and pray it works. And then, like I said, I'm probably gonna go in there. Probably gonna grease the elements there. Alrighty, so let's see. I've put a few marbles in there. Ooh, ooh. And we will see what it's like. So I will say that this, to turn it, is quite difficult. So, losing my marbles. Anyway, the little handle thing you put on here is really very tight to turn. So I think I'm going to grease that. Let's pop these back in. I'd like you to put them in through here. So that's where I am. And let's see what happens. Oh, it's quiet. I was expecting it to be a lot louder. so it's on a flat surface. Oh, that's cool. Huh. So this part here, let me see if I can point at this one here. I was thinking that the run was going down the same one, but it's not. It's because it's translucent. So one actually does go underneath, on the wooden part, underneath the plastic. Kind of looks like it's coming from the same place, doesn't it? But how awesome is that? I think this is pretty cool. Let's watch that go round for a little bit. And you can see my broken part, or my Frankenstein part, is working fine. So I'm okay with that. Oh, I see a ball's got stuck under there, so I'm guessing that will move next time. Okay. Oh, it's not even. Ah, my fault. I was going to say it stopped working. I don't know where the marbles are right now. Oh, there they come. That was my fault. It's because I moved my mat and made it uneven. And then we should get one more on our little rocker here. There we go. There we go. Oh, they came out quite separate down the bottom there too. It's kind of cool. Have you seen one go around the helter-skelter? I can't remember. I'll watch out. And then I will show you what we have coming up next, so you can see. I'm sure there's a really sophisticated name rather than a helter-skelter. Needs more marbles, doesn't it? Alright, one more time. I see what had happened. I had got it blocked, and I think it's because it was unstable, so all the marbles had gathered down the bottom there and weren't going anywhere. So hopefully now it should be resolved. Let me find why I want to come and join it. We should see some go down that helter-skelter type thing. Yep, there it goes. Still never came right out, did it? Maybe it did. Or maybe this piece has come off. It looks okay. I think it is possibly blocking down there. Is it though? Oh, that one blocked. Alright, so any problems I think are fixed. So now we should have this going. I think when it was going upside down, I think something had come loose. That's what I think had happened. So I think we should be alright now. But that's what I think happened. And my spiral worked, so that was the main thing that kind of stopped working almost. Oh, it's got a little pile up. I think if I was to... Oh, my wire's in the way. I think if I was to put the marbles in a few at a time, I think we'd be better off if we'd have a more consistent marble run going round and round. But anyway, that is the gist of it, is what we're doing. So, really happy with it. I was able to be fixed because this was clogging up because it was getting caught between this one and the ramp underneath. So therefore it wasn't able to go down the area. Like I say, all the marbles kind of come in at once. I have to use more marbles. What do you think? That's what I reckon. Alright, let me get that unplugged and let me show you what we're going to be doing. Okay. Alright, and next I think we are going to do Sylvia's garden. I think there's like 6 or so that are made, but I will go through it in the next video. But it kind of tells you master level of 5. I struggle as is, so we'll see. And it's 12 hours plus, but we will see how we get on with this. It's got a lot of plastic elements, and they, believe it or not, are my favourite thing to work with, I reckon. But they do get handprints all over the place. So do take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again. And feel free to leave comments, or you can email me at opallyhour@outlook outlook.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So do take care of yourselves. That's the most important thing. Take care. Bye bye now.